Okay, this is lesson C-2, which is titled Arcs and Central Angles. This will be I think the third lesson altogether with our area and circumference lesson. So this is our third lesson on circles. This one's called Arcs and Central Angles. We'll talk a little bit more about what arcs are and then the central angles that are with them as well. So what is an arc? An arc is a portion of the edge of a circle that is between two endpoints on the circle. And has a symbol of this little curved line you draw. Okay, so we see an arc right here. It's just a portion of the circle, right, from one endpoint to another, defined by two endpoints. Here their endpoints are A and C. Then we also see central angle on here, and that's our next part. What is a central angle? It is an angle in a circle with a vertex at the center of the circle and two sides that are radii. So the two sides are each a radius. So the vertex is at the center of the circle, so that's the middle of my angle, of course, and then the two sides are radiuses. And then they have endpoints, and our arc is between the two endpoints from that central angle. Okay. We have three types of arc that we'll talk about. Three types of arcs. Our first is called a minor arc. It is an arc with a measure of less than 180 degrees. Basically, it's less than half a circle. Okay, so for my example here, I have point C as the center of the circle, and then I have endpoints B and A of this angle. So my arc would be named arc AB. Minor arcs are named using two letters, and then you put the little arc symbol over the top, and those two letters will just be the endpoints of the arc. So minor arc looks like that. A major arc is an arc that's obviously going to be greater than half the circle, okay? Which means that it has a measure greater than 180 degrees. It's named using three letters. So if I was to put, say, point X right here, my arc name would be, one of them would be FXG, arc symbol, or you could call it GXF, as long as the endpoints are your outside letters, right? Okay, it kind of just tells us where to follow along the curve, along the circle. So F tells, that middle point tells me which way to go when I'm going. So I'm going toward X, and then I'm going to end at G. Similarly, GX, then end at F. So those are greater than 180. And then we have our last type of arc is a semicircle. It's an arc with a measure equal to 180. Okay, so it's just half a circle. The endpoints of a semicircle are always the endpoints of a diameter. Okay, that's one easy way to see that you have a semicircle. That's probably the most easy way. It's named using three letters as well. So the endpoints, of course, are the outside letters. If I put point X again here, we'll have arc DXE will be the semicircle, or XEXD, either one. All right, so that's a semicircle, just an arc that's exactly half the circle, basically. All right. Question here is, what is the sum of all central angles in a circle? Another way of asking this is, how many degrees total are in a circle? And that is 360 degrees. So that's cool. How do you find the measure of an arc? The measure of an arc is formed by the endpoints of a central angle. The measure of an arc formed by the endpoints of a central angle formed by the is equal to, so the measure of the arc is just equal to the measure of the central angle. Alright, now so to look at this, if I know the measure of the central angle right here, ABC, so this basically says that the measure of angle ABC equals 84 degrees. So its arc is AC, which is what we're trying to find a measure of here, so we'll do that's just also equal to 84 degrees. So to find the measure of the minor arc associated with this one, basically we see these two arcs together, they form the whole entire circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract that 84 degrees from 360, and that'll give us our answer for measure of arc ADC. So 360 minus 84 is equal to 276 degrees. And that's my arc measure here. All right, moving on to number 3. Given circle C with diameters JR and KQ, and then the measure of angle RCQ is 50 degrees, find each of the following. So let's see if I can just find everything I can right here. This is 50, this is 50. This is going to be 130 because 180 minus 50 is 130. And we know it's 180 because those two angles form a straight line right there. So the reason these are equal because these are vertical. These two are 50 both because they're vertical angles, and these two are 130 both because they're vertical angles, which means that all these arcs right here, 130, 130, 50, 50. Awesome. So let's go. So the measure of arc RQ, which I've already found to be 50 degrees. Measure of arc JQ is 130. CRQ. So measure of angle CRQ. This I think should have been, RCK. So RCK would be 130. Then JQR altogether is 180. And then arc JK is going to be congruent to arc QR. And I skipped one. JKQ, so JKQ, that's everything but this 130 arc, right? So we'll do 180 minus 130. And that, or 130, 360 minus 130. That'll be, so let's see, 30 minus 100, 230 degrees. And that's number 3 right there. Okay, number 4. Use the given circle to determine the following. What's the measure of the central angle? So since its arc is 96 degrees, the central angle has to be 96 degrees. So we'll write an equation to solve for x. That would be simply 8x equals 96. So we'll solve for x. Dividing both sides by 8, we get that x is equal to 12. Now what is the measure of the major arc? We'll just do the 360 minus the 96. And the major arc has 264 degrees. Boom. Number 5. To find x given circle C shown, Emma set up the following equation. 12x plus 6 plus 3x minus 6 equals 360. Is Emma's equation correct? If so, solve for x. If not, explain why, then correct her equation and solve for x. So she's close. She's adding up the two arc measures right here, but you notice these two arc measures only form half the circle. So instead of 360, this should be 180. So Emma was not correct. We fixed it. We changed the 360 to 180. And now we're going to solve our new equation. So 12x plus 6 plus 3x minus 6 equals 180 now. Those 6 minus 6 are going to become 0. So this will be 15x equals 180. You divide both sides by 15. And then you get that x is equal to 12. Okay, that's the front of the notes. We'll move to the back now. P6, we're going to find everything we can, okay? So, I know this is a 90-degree angle, so this has to be 90. That makes this 90. And that makes this 90. Alright, now I can find this one by doing 90 minus 34. So this arc is 56 degrees. So I've got everything I want right now. So let's look at what it's asking for. First, for CD, we found that to be 90 degrees. For FD would be this 34 plus a 90, which would result in 124 degrees. So DCF, DCF. So that's a 90 plus a 90 is 180. And then to get down to F, we add the 56 to 180. That'd be 236. Yep. And then GDF right here. GDF. So everything but this 56 degree angle. So we'll just do 360 minus 56 to get that this arc measure is 304 degrees. Okay, next. Let's see what we can figure out here. This is 19, this is 19. So this is 19, and this is 19. Okay, 90 minus 19 is going to give me 71 degrees right here. And I know this is a PUR is a 90-degree angle because it shows there right there. So 71 degrees. That means this is a 90. And then to find this, we do 180 minus 19, which is 161 degrees. All right, cool. Now I think I've got everything I need. So PQ, 71 degrees. SR is going to be 161. Okay, QRT. Let's see, QR. So Q, we go to R, that's 19. Then we go another 180 to get to T. So that's going to be 199. Okay, now PSR. That's going to be arc PSR, of course, yes. PSR. So basically I'm going 3/4 of the circle. So 360 minus 90. That'll give me 270. And then PS here. PS is just from P to S. 90 plus the 19, so that's 109. Oh, excuse me, that's not what I wanted to do. So 109 degrees. All right, and then we move on to the next. Number 8. Find X. Okay, so what do I have here? I noticed that, first thing off, I noticed two things across the thing from each other. So let's see if I can figure these out. I've got vertical angles right here. If you notice these two, this line that I drew right here, and then this line I draw right here. Okay, that means that these two angles are the same, right? So these two arcs added up will give me 103, are equal to 103. So that's what we're going to do here. 18x minus 2 plus 1 plus 15 equals 103. So this will be 18x plus 13 is equal to 103. Subtract the 13, you get that 18x is equal to 90. So then divide both sides by 18, x has to equal 5. All right, number 9. Finding all this stuff. So let's find x first. Notice that these are two vertical angles in the middle. So that means my arcs are equal. Okay, so we'll set those expressions equal to each other. 10x minus 22 equals 8x plus 12. Alright, so then subtract 8x from both sides, leaves me with 2x equals the 22 plus the 12 will give me 34. So x equals 17. Okay. Now, to find the measure of arc AD, we're going to plug in 17 right here. So 8 times 17 plus 12. That'll give me 148 degrees. So arc AD is 148. And then arc CD now. Okay. Notice that AD and CD together, they form a semicircle, which means that this arc whole thing is 180. So to find this, we can do 180 minus 148, which will give me 32 degrees right here. I didn't look where it was. There we go. Now BDC. That says BDC. So this is 32 degrees as well. So they basically we're going to do 32 plus 32 plus 148, and then together that gives me a total of 212 degrees. All right. Next, number 10. So notice these two arcs together, they are supplementary. So we'll add them up, set them equal to 180. So 17x minus 41 plus 5x plus 23 equals 180 degrees. Okay, so let's simplify. This will be 22x. Negative 41 plus 23 gives me negative 18. Still equals 180. We'll add 18 to both sides. That gives me 22x is equal to 198. Dividing both sides by 22, x gives me 9. Alright, now, what's it want now? It wants the measure of arc JK. So we'll just plug in 9 here. That is 68 degrees. MJ. Now MJ would just be 180 minus 68, which is 112. And then LMK will be, let's see, LMK. So 68, or just basically we're going to do 360 minus this 112, which is, drumroll, 248 degrees. Alright, next question. So these, first thing I noticed here, no vertical angles whatsoever, nothing really that we can deal with except for this 90 right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these three up together are going to equal 270, right? So let's just add those three up and equal it to 270. So it's 270 because 360 minus 90 equals 270. So these three expressions, add them up. 8x plus 10x plus 9 plus 21x minus 12 equals 270. So let's combine what we know. 8, 10, and 21. 8 and 10 is 18. Or let's just do this. 10 and 21 is 31. Plus 8 would be 39. Okay, then 9 minus 12 will give me negative 3. That equals 270. Alright, so then we'll add the 3, so 39x is 273. Divide both sides by 39. X is equal to 7. So Wx, let's see, is going to be 20. We're just going to plug in 7. And so Wx is 135 degrees. Next, we look at YW. So YW, we plug in 7. We get that this is 56 degrees. 7 times 8 is 56. YX. Let's see, this is 90. So then we'll plug in this. This is 70 plus 9. So this is 79. 90 plus 79 will give me 160. YX. Oh, just YX, excuse me. YX is going to be just 79 of them. And then VXW is everything but this 56. So you do 360 minus 56, and that is going to give me 304. And that's that one. So we got, let's see, 2 more left. Awesome. So, this one's a lot. Let's see. We're given that the MPL, angle MPL is 63 degrees. So that means this is 63. This is 90. And then this is 90 minus 63, which is 27 degrees. Okay. Now these are vertical angles, so this is also 27 degrees. And then this is 180 minus 27, which gives me 153. So all that I've just done from just looking at it. So we can use all this information now to fill in the blanks. JK we found to be 27. NJ we found to be 153. JL, so that is 27 plus 90, so it's 117. K and M, okay, N, so it's 180, plus the M right there is going to be 207. M, J, L, everything but that 63 degrees. So you subtract the 63 degrees, you get 297. And then the JLK, J, we go all the way to L, all the way to K. So all we're going to do is do 360 minus the 27. That gives me 333 degrees. And we're finished with that one. Number 13, if AD, measure of arc AD is 19x minus 49, and then CD is 5x plus 37, find the measure of arc CD. There you go. Those are just supplementary. Add them up, set them, you go to 180. All right, now we will solve this equation. So this will be 19 plus 5 is going to be 24x. Then 49 minus 37 is going to give me minus 12. Or 37 minus 49 is going to be negative 12. That equals 180. So 24x is equal to 192. So x is equal to 8. So to find CD, we just plug in for CD right here. Measure of arc CD is 5 times 8 plus 37. So it's 40 plus 37, which I believe is 77. That's our answer. And with that, we finished lesson C-2. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Test is on Friday. The test on circles will be on Friday the 30th, okay, of April. Nope, not the 30th, excuse me. Friday the 23rd of April, okay? Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching.